With August among us and the heat destroying us, the gaming legs start to stretch out. And knowing what's to come in the upcoming months, with people more enveloped in next gen, this is when the gaming season creeps up to say, hey, where's your wallet? I've created a list of my top 10 games that are set to release from August till the end of 2021. So, without further ado, number 10. Dying Light 2 Stay Human is the sequel to Dying Light, the spin-off game that spawned from the Dead Island series. From the developers Techland, it's a first-person action zombie game. You will play as Aiden Caldwell, who ends up bumping into a group called the Night Riders. 15 years after the apocalypse, Dying Light was a fun game. Maybe the end game had a lot to be desired. Hopefully the sequel can improve on the first. Things I'm looking forward to are a tighter parkour system, more creative weapons, a deeper, darker story, and more types of zombies that change up the gameplay. Things I'm afraid to come of the game are too many human enemies, dull combat with a lack of oomph when you're using the weapons, and a dull, uninteresting story. The game is set to release on December 7th, 2021 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. End of the year release for the top 10 spot. Number 9. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a third-person action single-player game starring a not-so-usual group of heroes. Star-Lord, Drax, Gamora, Rocket, and Groot. The story picks up about a year after the group is formed. They reach the moment that they feel more sync with each other. They create problems and solve problems. They may seem a little mismatched, but that's what makes them so interesting. Things I'm looking forward to are great 80s music, a witty back and forth dialogue between the group, and a wide variety of planets to kick alien butt. Things I'm afraid of are a short game compared to other single player games of late, and a lack of replayability. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy launches on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, via the cloud, and PC on October 26th. Number 8. Mario Party Superstars is the next in the Mario Party series, following the release of the Shallow Super Mario Party, which released all the way back in 2018. The game seems to be more jam-packed with content, with over 100 mini-games, 5 board games from the Nintendo 64 era, and a much-needed online play. Hopefully Nintendo can make Mario Party fun again. Things I'm looking forward to is online play, more boards, more characters, and more ways to switch up the board so you're not just rolling high and winning. Things I'm afraid of are a lack of replayability, no board updates, and repetitiveness, especially when I've beaten the boards a couple times through. The game is set to be released on October 29th, exclusively on the Switch. Number 7. Far Cry is a series that's been chugging along. The 6th in the main line will have the biggest world in Far Cry history. There will definitely be a massive amount of things to do when it comes to these games. A revolution is the main cusp. We even the story together, but there will be fishing, hunting, and all kinds of different activities to keep the players invested. This time around, you'll be able to choose between a male or female. There will be moments throughout the game where they'll be able to see their main character, Danny Rojas, in a third-person moment, so the costumes won't just be a one-time thing you put it on, oh, that's nice type of thing. Things I'm looking forward to are an empowering story, great rememberable villain, and tighter shooting. Things I'm afraid of are a lot to do, but most of it being shallow, a forgettable villain overshadowed by other Far Cry villains in the past, i.e. Vaz.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
The game is set to touch down on PlayStation 5, Xbox XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia for some reason, PC, Mac, and that's going to be on October 7th, 2021. Number 6. Forza Horizon may be one, if not the most beautiful looking game to date. The details put into these cars, which the lineup is massive, is just jaw-dropping. Xbox may not have much for exclusives unless you're a car enthusiast. If what was true regarding the past Forza Horizon 5 will be an Xbox Game Pass on launch, which is just a win for Xbox fans. The series just knows how to find a balance of fun, seriousness, and a calm, relaxing experience. It needs to be commended. The things I'm looking forward to are more game modes, more variety of showcases, and more cars. The things I'm afraid of are just not enough showcases to keep me invested. And Forza Horizon 5 is set for November 5th release on Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, PC. Make sure you buckle up. Number 5. Battlefield 2042 takes the 5th spot, riding on its future setting this time around. With tight gunplay, big maps to run on, a name that is still running strong, this game is set to take spots when it is released to the public. They're doubling the player count to 128, which gives you an idea of what to expect and what's to come. It seems from what I've seen, they're having a little more fun with the gameplay this time around, with Battlefield being so serious since they dropped the Bad Company name.
Okay guys, stack up!
They said not to wait up.
So you reckon that the rainbow sprinkles are the way forward with the donut?
Absolutely, because then you get the different textures between soft donuts.
Could you two get your asses over here right now?
Did you lose something, Sarge?
You drop something, Sarge?
This is supposed to be a stealth mission.
2042 is set for a release date of October 22, 2021 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Number 4. Lost Judgement, the sequel to Judgement, which released in 2018, a spin-off from the Yakuza line of games. The game is a third-person action-adventure game set in the fictional district of Tokyo, Japan. The stories written for these games are very engaging, fun, and full of interesting characters. With these games recently adopting English voice acting with more of a quality behind it, I feel these types of games have a bright future out here in the West. A crime drama is more of the focus rather than the Yakuza mob drama of the Big Brother series. The passion put in everything and the kitchen sink they throw in for content, you could sink hundreds of hours if you like. Things I'm looking forward to are interesting characters, a deeper, more robust combat system, and more side content. Things I'm afraid of are too much of a copy and paste from Yakuza and not more of a separation from Yakuza itself. Lost Judgement has a release date of September 24 and is playable on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Number 3. Diablo 2 Resurrected is hyping itself. From knowing what Diablo means to PC gamers who grew up on the Diablo series, a classic is being remastered for the new age, and watch for this game to blow up the Twitch scene on release. For people who started on Diablo 3 and enjoyed that game from how beautiful it was, like myself, I see Diablo 2 Resurrected being a huge upcoming release for them. The original was released over 21 years ago, so I could see a lot of youth not being exposed to this game until now. With the demonic, dark, and gritty, addictive dungeon crawling that the series brings, is more than deserving of one of the top spots of this top 10 list. What I'm looking forward to are polished new age graphics, but still keeping the original feel, and an addictive, engaging gameplay. What I'm afraid of are a lack of new content from what was in the original, a broken launch which plagued Blizzard IPs in the past. The game has a release of September 23 and will be playable on Nintendo Switch, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Number 2. Metroid Dread has existed for a while now, since the early 2000s, and now we have gameplay and a release date that is hyping itself. Metroid is a beloved series since the 80s, a 2D platformer that has been an inspiration for many games of late. This title will have stalker-like mechanics with enemies called Emibots, which you will find yourselves trying to avoid more so than fighting head-on. With the special edition selling out almost instantly, many can tell this game will be a huge release and very deserving of the number 2 spot. What I'm looking forward to are the dread feeling of being chased and stalked by enemies you just can't kill, and engaging back and forth exploration gameplay that hooks you every time you find a new power-up, and a well-placed balance of linear and non-linear sections as you traverse this science fictional world. What I'm afraid of are the game being too short, not taking in the 100% completion in mind, a lack of satisfying resolution, taking down the threat that would be stalking us, and a lack of innovation to the 2D platformer to date. Metroid Dread has a release date of October 8th, being exclusive on the Nintendo Switch. Number 1. And the number 1 spot goes to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. With a franchise worth billions of dollars and having their brands on millions of different products, Pokemon feels unstoppable. With the newly introduced remakes on the horizon, you can bet they will break records again, especially when they dedicate their releases to making their fan base happy. Diamond and Pearl are games some of us grew up on playing and loving. A mix of new age and keeping the original style should be enough to keep fans satisfied. With generations 1, 2, 3, and 4 remade, expect Pokemon to remake everything they have for futures to come. What I'm looking forward to are a streamlined experience, an attention to detail, what they remake from the originals, and something new to experience for people who've played through the originals a million times over. What I'm afraid of are a lack of anything new to do or see. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have a launch date of November 19, 2021, exclusively on the Switch. And that's it. That's my top 10 games I'm looking forward to playing at the end of 2021. I put some honorable mentions in the beginning and here at the end, since there only could be 10 on the top 10 list, and I am curious what everyone else's top 10s are. So with that complete, I'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.